Also new this morning, street racers and spectators reportedly ransack and loot a 7-Eleven store in the Harbor Gateway area after a large street takeover at El Segundo in Figueroa. LAPD so far has not released any information on the incident, but news video there showing officers entering the store with guns drawn at about 12:45 this morning. The looters apparently charged into the store and helped themselves to any merchandise. The cash registers were damaged, but it's unclear if any money was taken.
An overnight street takeover in the Athens neighborhood of South LA ended with the looting of a 7-Eleven store. This happened just before 1 o'clock at the intersection of Figueroa Street and El Segundo Boulevard. While breaking up the sideshow, police realized the convenience store had been ransacked. Police say some members of the crowd broke in and stole a number of items. Cash registers were destroyed. It's unclear if any cash was taken and if any arrests were made.
Lou, hi. 7-Eleven is back open now. As you saw throughout the morning, it was closed for several hours after it was vandalized during that illegal street takeover.
Dang, look at oh my God, they about to crash. It was two of them.
Police are investigating an illegal street takeover. Cars blocked the intersection as they did donuts in the Harbor Gateway area. Neighbors saw hundreds of spectators. Some were standing in the roadway.
I live in the apartments next door, and I was ready to go to sleep, and all of a sudden I heard just a bunch of noise, like cars doing donuts. And so it's like I came down the street, and there was cars everywhere. There was cars in 7-Eleven's parking lot.
There were also vehicles and trucks that were stuck in the traffic as the street was taken over. Many residents reported hearing loud noise. Some were kept awake along with their children.
They always do that when they do the takeovers, but I don't come outside at nighttime.
You stay away.
I'll stay away.
Police were called to a nearby 7-Eleven store after a group of people apparently ransacked the location during the street takeover. Officers responded to the store near El Segundo Boulevard and South Figueroa Street around 1 a.m. Food was all over the store and in the parking lot. Cash registers were reportedly destroyed.
The mess is real bad. People just took over the 7-Eleven.
Several workers were trying to get the store back open Monday. It was closed temporarily for cleanup.
I think it's messed up. It's messed up that people will come together and do something outrageous like this.
LAPD told me no arrests have been made. The investigation continues. 7-Eleven workers here declined to comment. Reporting live in Harbor Gateway, Kimberly Chang, KTLA 5 News.
Police need your help identifying dozens of people involved in a robbery at a 7-Eleven in South Los Angeles.
Eyewitness News reporter Jaisha Patel is live with new information from authorities. Jaisha?
Giovanna, Phillip, police are now releasing surveillance footage inside the 7-Eleven where you can see people destroying things and throwing and stealing items. If you take a look at your screen, you can see a large group of people on Monday coming into the store, and police say they came from a street takeover at this intersection of Figueroa and El Segundo. Now, in the video, you can see people knocking over items and destroying things, and even crossing the plastic barrier where the register is, going behind the counter, throwing items everywhere. Police say that they think at one point there were at least 100 people inside the store, and they need your help identifying the people in the video. They say one particular man wearing a Colorado Rockies baseball hat and backwards jersey grabbed items and threw them at a worker. The suspects could face multiple charges, including grand theft, looting, and vandalism.
It turns into a real just angry, somewhat mob mentality. They come inside the store, they start ransacking the place, taking everything, whatever they can and get, food, cigarettes, lottery tickets. At least someone tried to grab the cashier box. There was one employee that was working at the time, and they feared for their life.
Police are urging people to come forward if they recognize anyone in this video. You can remain anonymous if you'd like. Live in South LA, Jaisha Patel, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel and download the ABC 7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.
Yeah, police are indeed getting serious with a serious warning as well. The street takeover to a mob takeover of this 7-Eleven here. And now the police are saying if you drive in, if you participate in, if you film, if you just come to watch, you could find your car in an impound lot.
You could call 2022 the year of the street takeover. Weekend after weekend, social media is full of the wild antics. Cars coming dangerously close to the crowds who gather to watch. Last weekend, the takeover at El Segundo and Figueroa turned into the takeover of this convenience store. The parking lot was overrun with cars and people. As many as 100 or more flooded the store. LAPD released security video to illustrate the chaos. People grabbed armloads of merchandise. Some jumped over the counter to grab cigarettes and tobacco products, lobbing them to friends. Police see in this video looting, vandalism, grand theft, and something more with this guy in the Backwoods Tobacco baseball jersey.
This guy just decides to start grabbing food and chips and bananas and stuff and starts throwing it at the worker who's just basically hiding in the back. And for whatever reason, kind of escalates that into more of a little violent encounter with that guy. So we really want the public's help in identifying some of these folks.
Detectives have already successfully identified some of these offenders. The video will likely lead them to more, as well as the fingerprints left on the countertops.
We really want to prevent this from becoming a new trend where they think that they show up and take over a street or a freeway or any part of the city that they're just going to be able to do whatever they want, come into a store and take what they want. And we're here to basically say it's not going to happen.
It's well documented people get hurt at these events, but police may never know. Street takeovers are adopting from gang culture with a code of silence and worse.
There's fightings, there's shootings, as what happened here on Sunday down here in the county. So some of them are taking over into crossing over to more of a gang type attitude.
To discourage street takeovers, the LAPD has this stern warning.
Zero tolerance. So if you do that stuff and you're caught in these groups, cars are gone for 30 days for sure. Cars are going to start disappearing real soon.
Well, that detective says that on a typical weekend, they would impound 5 to 10 cars. Doesn't sound like much, right? But he says now with this enhanced enforcement, expect to see that number multiply. In Harbor Gateway, I'm Susan Hirosuna, Fox 11 News.
Bobby, the LAPD believes that at least some of the people in that mob were also part of a street takeover earlier in the evening in Willowbrook, which resulted in a shooting, and then may have been involved with another street takeover after they left this 7-Eleven. But it is what happened in between that was caught on video, and the reason the LAPD held a news conference here this morning. Take a good look at this video. It is from last Sunday at the 7-Eleven at El Segundo and Figueroa. The mob of about 100 people just goes through the store, ransacking it and destroying it, stealing everything in sight. They even jump behind the counter and start handing out cigarettes and lotto tickets. Police are also particularly interested in finding one man on the video wearing a Colorado Rockies cap and a Backwoods jersey. He actually starts throwing bananas and chips at the lone terrified employee. Police say the people on this video could face charges of vandalism, looting, and grand theft. And again, they think they came into the store from a massive street takeover just outside. And now the LAPD is vowing anyone caught at a street takeover will have their cars impounded for at least 30 days. No excuses, no exceptions.
We really want to prevent this from becoming a new trend where they think that they show up and take over a street or a freeway or any part of the city that they're just going to be able to do whatever they want, come into a store and take what they want. And we're here to basically say it's not going to happen.
Now, you've seen the people on the video. The police say they could be your neighbor, perhaps someone you work with. And even if they're young, police say it is really important that you give them a call because this mob mentality, these mob events can turn dangerous very quickly. Live in Harbor Gateway, I'm Christy Fajardo. Let's send it back to you.